Well, Brian, I've got an email here. You don't like my conversation. Let's talk. Is that too much noise for you? Huh?
Well, no, because you've established it's paper. You have an email. Now we could talk about the level of shaking or quaking with the paper that you're doing. I don't know what's happening over there. It's bizarre.
Oh, a lot of shaking and quaking going on.
Like I said, it's bizarre what's going on over there. But certainly you've established what is making the noise. This is allowable.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you right now what's making this noise. And by the way, this may be one of our better programs because people do respond to the ones where I just don't give two shits. And I'm to that point now in my sleep deprivation fucking experiment. But anyway, this is what?
How come no one ever doesn't give three shits?
Well, you're always going to give three shits. I mean, if you're human.
So what does that mean?
You've got to be completely inhuman not to give three shits about something. There's some goddamn level of humanity deep within me or anyone else. The point where we wouldn't fucking go that far. All right,
that was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is a goddamn email from one of the listeners.
All right.
Marvin from Las Vegas. And Marvin has not yet been shot in the face.
What?
Don't you remember the Pulp Fiction? Oh, man, you shot Marvin in the fucking face.
Oh, I mean, I love that movie. I didn't realize that's what you were referencing.
No, it's the same guy. It's the same guy.
You shot Marvin out of nowhere.
They're in Las Vegas. Anyway, the title of the email is Brian Last and His Web of Lies.
Who the fuck? Fuck you, Marvin.
It says Marvin from Las Vegas, and maybe you're the one that's going to shoot him in the fucking face.
Sounds like a fake name. When was the last time a kid was named Marvin?
No, he actually gave me his last name, and it's equally as fucking ridiculous, stupid sounding.
Made up, yeah.
So
from the NXT of fucking email senders, let's go.
So you don't want to hear about your web of lies.
I am curious what this is. I mean, I'm just denouncing Marvin in advance of the list.
Hello, Jim. See, he knew not to send it through you because it would never see the light of day. You keep your secrets carefully guarded.
What's secrets? An email from Marv? That's not a secret.
No, he's talking about wait till you listen. Hello, Jim. On Experience episode 541, Brian was telling you about Mr. Met, who is the popular mascot of the New York Mets baseball team. At the end of explaining this, Brian stated that the Cincinnati Reds copied Mr. Met for their Mr. Redlegs by adding a mustache. Do you remember uttering those comments?
I certainly do.
Well, he further states, Marvin, that is, I'd like to explain the truth. Mr. Red, who is the mustache-less version of Mr. Redlegs, was first introduced in 1955, while the New York Mets didn't introduce Mr. Met until 1963. So the Mets, in fact, copied the Reds.
Exactly wrong.
Oh, they said, please ask Brian to refrain from spreading misinformation about America's first, capital letters, baseball team. Thank you, fuck the St. Louis Cardinals, bye. Now, you take issue with Marvin from Las Vegas. This should be verifiable information here if we were to dig deeper.
You know, he won me over a little at the end with fuck the Cardinals, so I can't get too mad. Look, here's the reality of it. Mr. Red, whatever the fuck his name is, was a drawing. He was something on paper or on a patch. He was not an on-the-field mascot. We're talking mascots, not drawings. There are plenty of drawings of people with baseball fucking heads. On-the-field mascot, Mr. Met, the originator, the greatest. He's still here. He's got a fine-ass woman. He's got it going on. The Mets are winning.
He's got a fine-ass woman with about 100 stitches in her head.
So does he. He's found his type. Made by Rawlings, it turns out. No, but that's the truth. Mr. Met, first on the field mascot in a costume, because there was like goofy characters on the indies or.
But is it not the concept, Brian?
No.
It's not the concept. So wait a minute. You're saying that mascot begins at birth rather than mascot begins at conception.
Mr. Met was developed specifically to be a man in a papier-mâché giant baseball head on the field as a cheerleader. The Reds running man was something drawn on paper that was used in the paper.
But then why did
but there was no expectation. There was no expectation for a living embodiment of Cincinnati, except for Moxley, I guess. The living embodiment of Cincinnati.
Oh, boy, speaking of something with 100 stitches in its head.
No, but Mr. Met was the first on the field. He's the originator. He's the greatest. Philly Fanatic, I would say, is at the top of the list, too. San Diego Chicken kind of had to part ways with the Padres, so I don't think he could really get the credit he deserves for the fame that he had. He's kind of like the Dice Clay of mascots. But he had a good match with Lawler. And that's how we bring it back to wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. But fuck you, Marvin. Mr. Met was on the field first.
I met the chicken and watched him beat the shit out of Jimmy Hart.
Oh, I wish I remembered what it was offhand. I have it written down in my notes somewhere. Austin Idol, when I did Austin Idol Live with him, he remembered what the chicken's payday was. Because, Idol doesn't forget that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it was in the neighborhood of $5,000 or $6,000 or something like that, because all the boys were not fucking happy at all. not happy. Anyway, so Marvin from Las Vegas, thank you for setting this straight, despite Mr. Last's efforts to...
He didn't set anything straight. You're just taking his side arbitrarily? What is this shit?
I think the mascot begins at conception, and clearly the conception was the...
If the conception did not have the thought of it being an on-the-field mascot, it does not count.
It was their symbol, their emblem. Perhaps in simpler times, they didn't know where to get a giant baseball head.
Thereof I works the Mets Walt Disney. Oh, I had a part to do with Mickey. Yeah, well, guess what? Walt Disney got all the credit because he's the one who put him on the screen. He's the one who developed Mickey Mouse. That's what I say.
Yeah. Well, Ub's family would like a word with you. All right. Anyway,